Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of Woodgrain and Winter, which I am doing this month with MK, and a bunch of other people are actually joining us and playing along. There's a playlist down below. You can go and check that out. It is also Mixed Media Mayhem Day. We are using a stencil, texture paste, and going monochromatic. And if you're not sure what Mixed Media Mayhem is, it is every Friday. We do a mixed media layout based on either a recipe or an inspiration piece. And we have a Facebook group for that as well. You can find the link down below for the Facebook group. And if you go over to the albums, you can go ahead and play along with us there. And I am starting off with the same papers using from 49 and Market's Christmas Spectacular collection. It's kind of what I chose to work with for the Christmas photos that I'm working with this December. And then I think I'm going to do some winter layouts as well, but I don't know that I'll use this collection for the winter layouts. We'll just have to kind of wait and see. Haven't quite decided that yet. This is also only my second layout for Woodgrain and Winter. I'm a bit behind. I'm not going to get caught up because I'm not going to go back and redo those other couple of days that I missed. But I am trying to post on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays throughout the remainder of December. We'll see how it goes. And hopefully I can get that done. I do have an arm injury. I don't happen to have my brace on at the first part of this. I tried working without it for a while, and yeah, it got to a point where I had to put my brace back on because it was bothering me. I just did a lot of heavy lifting of moving some stuff from storage, and yeah, it was a lot, and it's an old injury. And I just re-injured my arm. So anyway, you'll see the brace will be back on before the end of the video. I'm just explaining why right now. Okay, so I haven't done any mixed media quite yet, but I am sticking with monochromatic. I really like the reds. The background paper is from their foundations paper. The polka dot is from the collection. Geez, what do they call it? It's the collection pack, basically. And I really love that red polka dot, so I knew I wanted to use that. And then this white wood grain is actually a really inexpensive white wood grain, I think, from either Hobby Lobby or maybe Joann's. It's really thin, and I have several sheets of it to use for these kinds of things, because otherwise I don't really keep a lot of white wood grain, but I thought it would be perfect for this, and so I'm going to go ahead and go with it. The red acrylic visiting title is from Colorcast Designs from last year, and so I'm happy to get that used. And then the wood, those are actually wood poinsettias. Those are from MK over at Some Assemblage Required. I don't know if she still has those in the shop or not. They've been around for quite some time, and they are out of the MDF, so they're a bit thicker, but I really liked them, and particularly liked them for this layout, so I'm going to go ahead and use them. The little white border piece that's underneath the photo is actually a green one from the Christmas Spectacular collection. I just flipped it over and it's white on the back side, and so I'm going to go ahead and use that. I am also using this stencil from I think it's from the July box of the embellishment box from MK's shop, Some Assemblage Required, as well. And it's got circles and stars, and so I thought that was perfect because I've got the circles from the polka dot up in the top, and there are stars in the background paper. And so I'm going to go ahead and use that, but I'm just using clear texture paste, so it's not going to really show up really vibrantly or anything like that. It's very subtle. Once it dries, I am going to go over it with some shimmers paint in Thunderstorm and a tiny bit of I Love You Onyxly. So Thunderstorm is kind of a silvery gray, and then I Love You Onyxly is a black that is shimmery as well. And so that's all I'm doing here, is I'm kind of adding a tiny bit of the black to the gray just to darken up the gray, because otherwise it doesn't show a whole lot. And then I am kind of wiping it off of the top of the texture paste with a towel, because I kind of just want to have that resist showing. and it'll make that the stencil work show more. Sorry, I just kind of drew a blank there for a second, you guys. Okay, once I get all of that done, I just kind of have to wait for everything to dry, and then I'm going to go ahead and start assembling everything. I was able to kind of glue all my little pieces together for where my photo is, and so those are kind of just waiting off the side in one big cluster already, and so that's going to help me to just kind of be able to replace them where they were. I basically just started lifting things up and putting a little dab of my liquid glue in between layers so that it would all stay put, and that's a technique I really like to use once I've got everything on the layout and I have to take it all off to glue it on. Then I don't lose the placement. In case you're wondering about the photos, the photo is from 1975, and I actually had 3 photos at the beginning. The thing is, the one that's on this layout is Christmas morning. It's my uncle and his family back in 1975, obviously. So my cousins, and they happened to be visiting for Christmas morning. So this is actually Christmas morning. The other 2 photos are of them for visiting for my brother's birthday, but my brother's birthday is 5 days before Christmas. So everything looks like a Christmas photo, even though it's his birthday. So I decided to separate them, which I think my brother would appreciate, because he is a big don't wrap my birthday presents in Christmas paper kind of guy. And so I think he would appreciate that they are separate. I don't know if he'll even see these layouts, but they are going to be separate, and one will be about his birthday and one will be about Christmas morning, which is what this is. Just documenting that they were visiting, which didn't happen a lot. So I did use some Rock and Red Catherine Pooler ink on a couple of these little white sprigs. These were just out of my stash of, I have a bin that has white or non-colored embellishments in it, and so I had all these leaves and then some little sprigs, and so I went ahead and colored up the sprigs with red to tie them in with the rest of the stuff. I first started with the cranberry fizz, but it went a little bit purpley red, not red, and so I had also tried it with a little bit of that Thunderstorm to bring in more of the gray, the Thunderstorm Shimmers paint. And I didn't like that either. So I just went over it with some Rock and Red, which is a very bright, vibrant red. And so that gave me the color that I was looking for. It's a lot closer to the red door on the photo than the other 2 that I had tried before that. So just kind of waited for the layers, or what I put down, to dry, and then started again. And it worked out fine because I was just going, one red over another. It may not have worked if I was going, 2 different colors completely, but in this case it worked fine. So since I have all of my layers figured out here, I'm just going to put a little bit of liquid glue all over the back and go ahead and lay it down rather than trying to put ATG on it. Like I said, all of those little layers are kind of held together with only a dab of glue, so I didn't want to use my ATG and potentially like pull them apart. So I figured the liquid glue would just be the way to go with this. Now I also have these vellum leaves in my stash of white stuff, which, I mean, admittedly they're not 100% white, they're more kind of a gray, but that's where they're at. So I'm pulling those out to add some more layers to these little leaf clusters. I also like that it brings in more of the gray like I used in the mixed media area, and it pulls in the gray that is more around that door, and so I really like that. I think it's a nice complement to it and brings in another color, but it's still keeping it monochromatic. So that's my theory. I'm going to go with that. I think monochromatic is fine. Adding black and white and gray, those are all really neutral colors, and in my book it still counts. So okay, I am just going to go ahead and finish adding those. And while I do that, I just wanted to remind you that there are a bunch of people playing along. Like I said at the beginning, links are down below. I'm also going to put links to the products that I've used today down below in case there is something on here that you are interested in purchasing, or anything that I know is still available anyway. If it's not available, I can't put a link for it. So that's the way it goes. Anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. I hope that you have a wonderful day today and a wonderful weekend. If you have questions or comments, you can leave those down below. I am slowly getting around to answering all of those. It took me a while. My mom had a fall when we were out of state and broke her ankle, and so we've had a lot of chaos around here. Or I've had a lot of chaos since then, and so I'm just getting caught up. Thanks for being patient with me. I will see you guys again on Sunday with another video for Woodgrain and Winter. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.